Hey, what's going on, guys? Flick here. Welcome to the first episode of my new FIFA 19 Journeyman Career Mode series. This is a new concept that I'll be trying on the channel. Let me outline the rules for you. For most career modes that I do and share on YouTube, the focus is always on the club that you're managing. However, for this series, we're going to take the term manager mode literally and make the emphasis on this career mode be about our manager. To begin with, we'll start by managing a club from where I'm from, the United States, and a club that I'm very familiar with, the Seattle Sounders. However, the point of this career mode is that after you win the league title with the club that you're managing, you need to accept a job offer for a different club. The ultimate objective of this series is to win the league title in the big 5 leagues, that being the English Premier League, the French Liga A, the German Bundesliga, the Italian Serie A, as well as the Spanish La Liga. One important asterisk to that condition is that if I'm managing a club and we end up getting promoted, I have the option of staying with that club or accepting an offer from a different club in that nation, and I'll probably leave it up to a viewer poll so you guys can get involved in the series as well. Also, in order to maintain some consistency in a career mode that will see a lot of changes, I've decided that I'll be able to secure one player from the club that I used to manage in my new club. So at the end of my spell with a certain club, I can release one player from that club, and in the next season, once I'm managing a new team, I can sign that player as a free agent, practically for free, still having to pay his wages though. However, because this is a very experimental series, I'm open to taking other rules on board. So if there's anything in particular that you'd like to see me implement into this series, go ahead and drop that in the comment section below. If you haven't already, feel free to leave a like on the video to support it. If you're new to the channel, you can also subscribe. One other important note about this series is that I do want to give credit to Sparring DK, as this idea does not come from me. He's the first person that I saw doing it in the FIFA career mode space. So you should go check out his channel. I'll leave a link to it in the description. He makes some great FIFA 19 career mode content, especially if you are interested in the Youth Academy, as that's sort of his niche. So if you want to check out that sort of content, hit the link in the description, subscribe to his channel. Here are the settings that we'll be using for this career mode save. Ultimate difficulty is what I'll be going with, the hardest difficulty on FIFA 19. Half-length 6 minutes, currency will be dollars. European competitions are disabled because unfortunately that is not an option that I can enable. Transfer window is open, so we can sign players during this beginning transfer window. And then for squads, I've just downloaded the latest squads. Stadium, we'll be using CenturyLink Field because that's the home stadium to the Seattle Sounders, and we're lucky enough to have an exact replica in FIFA 19. Of course, at the start of each career mode, we have the option of participating in a preseason tournament, and I actually really value these tournaments because it gives me a chance to experiment with my squad, find out what works, and what tactics we should use moving forward. Looking at the potential prize money, we have $1.68 million for the North American All-Stars Trophy, $1.6 million for the Champions Trophy, and then $1.51 million for the Invitational Cup. They're all 3-star difficulty, so I think we'll be heading to Mexico for our preseason tournament. Board objectives are also going to be crucial for us in order to see out the season so that we can accept other job offers. Youth development being a low objective for us, we need to sign at least 2 players younger than 20 years old with a potential greater than the average overall rating of players currently in the same position. That shouldn't be a problem. We'll sign at least 1 youth scout in order to see out that objective. We also need to grow 1 Youth Academy player by at least 5 overall points. As soon as they have grown, play them in 5 matches, either as part of the starting 11 or coming in as a sub. Shouldn't be a problem, but with it being a low objective, it really shouldn't be a top priority for us. We could probably get away with not achieving those. Brand exposure, sell out at least 85% attendance in at least 70% of league home matches this season. Well, it shouldn't be a problem for the Sounders, as we have one of the best attendance in Major League Soccer, although I don't know how much I'll control that. All I can do is really focus on winning matches and hope that the fans will come. For financial, we have to finish the season with $8.1 million in unspent allocated funds, transfer budget, and wage budget. That gives us about, let's say, $22 million to spend. That's a good amount of cash for Major League Soccer, so we can sign some good players in this team. For domestic success, they want us to reach the playoff final. Interesting that we don't need to win the MLS Cup. Not to be confused with the US Open Cup, which the board does want us to win, and add a 5th Cup title for the Sounders. Of course, no continental success for us to focus on. To begin with, we'll start by introducing the default squad that the game loads us up with, and I think this 4-2-3-1 wide is pretty effective in FIFA 19, and it's more or less what the Sounders use, usually with the one striker sitting up front, a center forward or a center attacking mid sitting right behind them, and then 2 wide options, as well as 2 holding midfielders. But, of course, we have Fry here between the sticks for us, arguably one of the best keepers in Major League Soccer, and I'll be sticking with him for this career mode save. Also one of my favorite players on the Sounders. At the left back position, we have Nuhu, a center back pairing of Marshall and Kim Kihi. Right back, Lear Dom, and then as our holding midfielders, we have Alonso. Have to keep him in the save if at all possible because he has stuck with the Sounders since their introduction to Major League Soccer, and he's a fan favorite. Paired with him, we have Gustav Svensson, and then at the left mid position, Victor Rodriguez recently scored a goal for the Sounders. So it's good to see him back in form. At the right mid position, we have a very versatile player in Christian Roldan. He's listed as a center defensive mid, but he can pretty much play him anywhere in the attack, maybe even at striker. At the center attacking mid position, we have Nico Lodero, and then up top, we have the new signing for the Sounders and one of the top goal scorers in prior seasons in the Mexican League, Raul Ruidiaz. As for our substitutes and reserves, I'll just cover the substitutes and show the reserves because otherwise that'll just take too much time. Backup goalkeeper in Meredith Brad Smith we have on loan from Bournemouth, I believe. Delem at the right back position, he can also play as a holding midfielder. Ship is lifted as a left mid. I plan to play him more as a center attacking mid for us though. Buona is a good wide option for us. Alex Roldan could act as a center midfielder or maybe pushing up to a center attacking mid. And then Will Bruin acting more as a target man striker to give another option from Ruidiaz. In order to cater to my play style and utilize players where I think they'll play best in FIFA 19, there are a few changes that I want to make. First being moving Roldan to the center defensive mid position. And then what I would probably want to do is sign either a left-footed winger that could serve as a pacey option or move Lodero to this right mid position and then sign a player in the summer transfer window that could sit as a center forward or center attacking mid. That's probably my #1 transfer move. I think we just need more left-footed options in this team. So if you want to get involved and offer some transfer suggestions, go ahead and put that in the comment section below. I'll look to sign some players in episode 2. Just to give you an idea of what sort of players I'm looking to sign in this summer transfer window, I've shortlisted a player from Atlanta United in Major League Soccer, Ezekiel Barco. He has 4-star skills, a 4-star weak foot. He's going to be a very technically gifted player, has pretty decent passing as well, and could definitely be a center attacking mid option for us. So that's just to give you a general overview of what kind of players I have in mind. Obviously, I want to take your feedback on board, and I'm not trying to influence your decisions too much. So go ahead, again, leave a comment down below with other player suggestions that you think I should sign. Player training is always an important aspect of every career mode, so I've chosen 5 players that I think can see some good growth through the player training. They're all fairly young, so we should see their ratings soar. Nuhu will be working on his defending. Christian Roldan working on his attacking because I want him to be versatile as a center defensive mid or if I need to use him as a center attacking mid. So we'll be working on his shot power, short passing, finishing, and attacking positioning. Buona for his dribbling. Morris on his attacking, and then Alex Roldan working on his dribbling. In order to achieve our youth development objective, I will be signing up at least 1 scout, probably not more than that because let's be honest, there's not a great chance of me signing a youth academy player, then releasing him and adding him to the new team. There's just better options in this Sounders starting 11 and substitutes and reserves. So we're still going to be signing up this scout from Canada. Maybe if we find like an incredible player with like 94 potential, a good overall already, then I'll start thinking about using him as my 1 release option. But for this first scouting network, I'll be sending him to the United States for 3 months. I found that physically strong for the type is the most effective, so we'll be doing just that. This first match could be a good indicator for what positions we need to improve. I'm using the standard starting 11, haven't made any changes to our formation or instructions. I just want to see how this plays, and then moving forward into the preseason tournament, I'll start updating the tactics to my own liking. Our first match of the preseason tournament will be against Atlas. They're using a somewhat similar formation to us, the 4-1-4-1 at the looks of it, which will give them the wide options. We should counter them pretty well with this 4-2-3-1 formation and even have a little bit more defensive cover. Looking to find Ruidiaz's feet, and he'll play this one through to Christian. Cutting this one in on his left foot, looking for a cross on the far post. There is a player there. Can we strike first? And who is that? The number 9. That's Raul Ruidiaz to score the first goal. It didn't take long for us to strike. We get very unlucky to hit the crossbar there off the header, but Ruidiaz kind of doing similar tactics in FIFA to what he does in real life, just pouncing on an open ball, tapping it into the back of the net, and it's 1-0 Sounders. And we are on a storm. It's Ruidiaz through again. He's going to try to finesse this one on the near post. It's 2 within a matter of minutes. This Atlas team was just caught sleeping. Ruidiaz bursting through their back line. A clinical finish despite the keeper getting a piece of it. It wasn't enough. And Ruidiaz has a brace 5 minutes into the season. This is the strangest start to career mode I've seen, but the play from Lodeiro to Ruidiaz was awesome. Our midfield doing work as well as Svensson getting a piece of the ball there, and we're able to start a counter. Look at all the options we have available. This time Nico's going to drift inside. Unfortunately, the pass doesn't work out, but this formation, I might just stick with it. Good tackle from Nuhu. He's going to push up, because we know he likes to attack from time to time. Looking for options in the middle. He does get caught up there. We'll keep the pressure up, and we should be able to win this header. It's Lerdon the challenge. He does win a header. Roldan playing in the middle to Lodeiro. If we can get this on his left foot, he might have a finesse shot effort. He's given a little bit of space. We'll go with the finesse shot, and that one sailing into the back of the net. I don't think there's been a match that I've started off stronger in FIFA 19. It just so happens to be the start of this career mode. The finesse shot from Nico Lodeiro had some curve to it. The keeper not standing a chance. This is just unheard of. One thing I like about this 4-2-3-1 formation is that it offers options all over the place, and defensively it's strong, which if you're looking at statistics, that's definitely one of the characteristics of the Sounders. We don't concede a lot of goals. And as I say that, we do concede a goal. But statistically, we're one of the best defensive teams in the league. And that's one thing I'm hoping to achieve through this career mode. Since I know a bit about the Sounders, I want to teach you guys about this team. Those of you that might not be too familiar with MLS, or maybe you're in the United States and aren't too familiar with the Sounders, I want to teach about the club that I support. And then hopefully in future seasons, once we move on to different clubs, you guys can teach me about them. And even as new viewers to come to the channel and discover it because it's their favorite team, I'll be learning more about football. What I'm trying to say is that I want to know more about different teams. I think that's one of my favorite things about making career mode videos is the fan base that comes with the videos. And this Journeyman Career Mode, I can't think of a better way to do it. You couldn't ask for much of a better start to the match, despite only shooting 4 times. 3 of them were on target, and we scored 3 goals from them, also holding on to 59% of the possession. It's unfortunate that we conceded the 1 goal from the 1 shot on target, but as a whole, this team is feeling really nice, and I might just use this 4-2-3-1 formation moving forward. Alonso and Svensson are going to be the heart and soul of this team. If we're going to get attacks, it's going to come through our midfield. Lodeiro is through here. He'll need to get this on a first-time effort. I think the option to shoot that with his right foot. Probably had time to take a touch and maybe play it across to Ruidiaz, but still getting a feel for how this Sounders team plays in FIFA 19. Can't say that I've put too many minutes into them before this. I want Bruin to play a role in this team, although Ruidiaz will be our first choice option at the striker position. It's nice to have a different style of striker, and Bruin will be the perfect target man for us. In terms of other changes, we'll bring on Harry Shipp at the center attacking mid position. He's found a lot of good form for the Sounders recently. We'll see if we can replicate that in career mode. May as well use a triple substitution, bring Buana on. I believe he's right-footed, yeah, so we'll put him on the left, allowing him to cut inside on his strong foot. Christian, nice drag back to create some space and looking for the far post cross, and well, Bruin was getting ready to make contact with the ball. That one doesn't pay out, but Kim Keehee, look at the defensive work rate from him there. As we find Svensson, he'll go with a left-footed effort well wide. This could be a second goal for Atlas. The strike from outside the box ends up going in. And all of a sudden we have a match on our hands. Atlas pouring forward players, but that was an individual effort from their attacker, making a nice run. He's able to beat Fry. That's a nice header out wide. And Roldan still manages to hold on to possession. Just 1 minute plus stoppage time left in this one. We're going to go ultra defensive for the rest of it. Just see out the match. However, if they give us an open look on goal, we might just take it. We're lucky for that pass to hang on to possession. Svensson, if he gets this on his right foot, he'll have a go. The Atlas defense getting it away. They only have a few seconds left to get forward. I don't think the ref is going to let them attack. And the match will end at 3-2 in favor for the Sounders. We'll begin our campaign in the Journeyman Career Mode with a win and a crucial 3 points in our group stage as we look to progress to the semifinal and eventually the final. I'm grateful that we got off to such a strong start. Otherwise, we might have had a different result on our hands. Still very good statistics. 6 shots, 4 on target, 58% of the possession. Good pass accuracy as well. And in terms of man of the match, it went to one of our substituted players, Nico Lodero. Actually, he shared a 9.4 rating with Raul Ruiz, which I think is fair. As we get off to a good start in our group stage campaign, I'm going to segue to the end of this episode. I don't want to progress too far without incorporating your transfer suggestions. If you guys did enjoy the opening episode of this Journeyman Career Mode save, feel free to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. But until next time, this has been Flick. I'll be talking to you guys again soon.